Hi, it's Ann Bradley. Today's video is about divorcing a jerk. Not necessarily a narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, but just a plain ordinary jerk. The most important thing you can do is plan. If you know that the marriage is on the rocks, you want to get out of it, it's over, don't slowly poison him with your rat poison in his coffee. I don't advise that. What I do want you to do is plan without telling anyone. Because the moment you tell your sister, your best friend, your mother, the word is going to get out. And then you're in trouble. The only person you should talk to is an attorney. Go start the attorney search. Two things to do at the same time. Get online and learn the family code for your state and start talking to attorneys. And just because one attorney was good for your friend doesn't mean he or she is going to be good for you. Your issues will be different. Make a list of the things you want to talk about. Learn how to get your issues down into 25 words or less. And yeah, I really do mean that. Because when the attorney asks you, what is this all about? Please don't start with your high school dating experience. And please don't start talking about underwear on the floor. Because you're not going to get very far. He's going to zone out. And he's going to say, oh, this is somebody that loves to talk. I want them as a client because I can really use somebody that uses up the hours. Remember, you're going to be paying them on an hourly basis. Don't babble. It's really important. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. By yourself, do it on the video, then erase the video. Listen to yourself. Ask yourself the question, what is this all about? What do I want done with a lawyer? So that you can answer. And second, learn this little tidbit. If you talk to an attorney, they can then not be hired by your ex. So if there's several pit bull attorneys in your town, you want to make sure you talk to them so that your ex cannot get them. Talk to different types of attorneys. Let them know ahead of time that this is an introductory session. You want to learn about them. They may or may not charge you for the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or they may charge you a small fee. Be prepared. But these are good things to do. It's a learning ground. You will learn so much, and do not. It's marketing for them, so don't get suckered in, and don't think that you have to sign on the dotted line right then and there. You don't need to give a retainer. You may have to pay a small fee. And if they give you, and if you like what they say, you may want to come back to them. Tell them that you call them up and say you want to make an appointment for an hour. You want to buy an hour's worth of his time at the normal fee. You're not ready to go yet for a retainer, but you want some advice. And then go back, learn. And let me tell you something. It's worth it. Whatever you pay for that hour's consultation or 30 minutes consultation, maybe you don't need an hour, or 45 minutes, they can bill you in increments, will be worth it. And so you've heard two things today. Talk to different attorneys, plan, and take your time. Well, these may be 2 or 3 things. And 4 things. Get online and learn the family code for your state. It really is important to understand. And go to a lawyer's divorce blog. Read a blog for a while. And don't talk about it. Ooh, I've given you lots of tips today. And let's finish with a story about why you have to be very, very careful in what you do. Because this is a loose lips sinks ship stories, but it's an attorney. And his name is Hugh Jackson, and he's in Sunnyvale, California. I called him during my divorce, and I talked to him. I told him the issues. He asked me who opposing counsel was. I told him, and I was still representing myself when I had to go to court, and I had never met Mr. Jackson, so I didn't know what he looked like. And that day, while we were waiting for the judge to come in, and there's lots of cases to be heard, of course, there was somebody sitting in front of me, and he saw opposing counsel across the room, and he screams out, Jeffrey Kaufman. That was my opposing counsel. And he stood up and he said, hey, I had this call from a woman the other day. And then he proceeded to talk about me. He said, I can't remember her name, but the issues were, and they were doing this, and this was happening, and she said that her husband was committing fraud. And Jeffrey's pretending he has no idea what's going on because he sees me sitting right there in back of this guy. And since this guy and I did not know what each other looked like, Mr. Hugh Jackson was talking about Ms. Ann Bradley, and he didn't know that Ann Bradley was sitting right in back of him, but Jeffrey knew. I wanted to do something, but I was representing myself and I had to focus on what was about to come, so I didn't do anything at the time. So Hugh Jackson, here's your story memorialized. And I hope that it makes a difference for somebody somewhere, that your lawyers too are going to be talking about you behind your back. And so who you meet up with really does make a difference. Plan, learn, take your time, and you'll have a much better divorce. Bye for now.